Hello and welcome to an official announcement from the Swordfish 2014 crew. We're pleased to announce the rules for the Joachim Nilsson Memorial Tournament for Swordfish 2014. You can download the full rule set below if you click the link. We would like to point out that the rule set is open to many variations of fights. This text contains the specific types of rules that will apply to the competitions at Swordfish 2014 and some important details. It is important that you read both the full rules and that you also understand which of the specific rules that apply to these tournaments. Tournaments available Joachim Nilsson Memorial Tournament 2014 include Open Longsword, Women's Longsword, Rapier and Dagger, Sabre and Wrestling. General regulations. Competitions are open for all over the age of 18, except the women's tournament, which is only open for women over the age of 18. Matches will be fought to the first 10 exchanges, or a maximum of 2 minutes. Finals will be fought for 2 3-minute rounds with 30-second rest. No upper exchange limit. Time stops whenever the referee calls halt. Main changes for this year. Both doubles and strikes landed in the afterblow will score, effectively making no difference between doubles and afterblows. This is done in order to make judging easier and after having been tested at the 4 tournaments of the Nordic Historical Fencing League. Points can award either 2 or 1 points, depending on target and technique. If both fences score a valid hit, the score is subtracted. Example, red fencer scores 2 points and blue fencer scores 1 point, equals 1 point awarded to red fencer. If both fences score equal points, no points are awarded. The referee can now cast a vote. Scoring. You can score points by hitting, cutting, or thrusting with the blade. 2 points. Cuts, strikes, and thrusts to the head, and thrusts to the chest and abdomen are awarded 2 points. 1 point. All other strikes, slices, and thrusts to the body and limbs are awarded 1 point. Single-handed blows with a longsword are always awarded 1 point, regardless of target area, except if they are done in a wrestling situation and the other hand is controlling the opponent or the opponent's sword. Strikes with the pommel, not crossguard, to the mesh of the fencing mask are awarded 1 point. Creating dominance in wrestling, getting the opponent to tap out, 3 claps at whatever you can reach, or making the opponent leave the mat with both feet are also awarded 1 point. 0 points, but allowed. Punch, kick, elbow, knee, throw. To clarify, afterblows, that would be blows landed within 1 action of the initial landed attack, and simultaneous hits are treated the same and both can score regardless of who struck first. The hits from both fences are scored independently by the judges. The scorekeeper is responsible for calculating the final score of the exchange. Incidental strikes, cuts with questionable edge alignment, very light cuts with a point, and cuts made with a very small arc may be disregarded by the judges at their discretion. The semaphore is as follows. Hit on a 2-point target. Judge holds the flag vertically upwards. Hit on a 1-point target. Judge holds the flag horizontally sideways. No hit. Judge holds the flag low, crossed in front of his or her body. How scoring is judged. 2 judges have to agree on the same scoring in order for it to be valid. In order to score 2 points, 2 judges must agree that the fencers score 2 points. If one judge calls 1 point and another judge 2 points for the same fencer, it is counted as 1 point. Flag signals. When the judges see a hit, they call point.
Point!
After which the referee separates the fences by calling break.
Break!
After the time for an afterblow has expired. The judges are not allowed to look at each other, but must have their eyes to the ground. They raise their flags when the referee says, judges.
Judges!
After which they make their call. If a judge hasn't seen a hit, he or she should not award a point. It is the task of the fencers to make hits clear enough for the judges to see. Red flag is held in the right hand, blue in the left. The referee announces the points for both fencers to the scorekeeper. The scorekeeper then subtracts the lower score from the higher score and announces the final score of that exchange. Complaints and protests. Fencers and seconds can oppose judges' point decisions once per match, and they do so only to the referee. If their position is approved, the right for further complaints has not been forfeited. Other protests, for example, regarding illegal techniques, have no upper limit. The complaint is always given to the referee. To call for attention, the fencer or second calls out, protest. The referee will then ask each judge, in turn, what they saw. If there is inconsistency in the judging in accordance with the protest, the referee can deem the protest valid and change the score accordingly. If protests are used without just cause, the protester may be penalized. Penalty system. Warnings, disqualifications and penalties can be handed out against a fighter if he or she or his or her second breaks the rules. The normal procedure for breaking the rules is warning, point reduction, loss of match, disqualification from the tournament. It is, however, possible for the referee to skip steps and immediately hand out harder punishments if the action is to be considered of a serious and malicious nature. In reality, it is up to the referee to decide on a suitable action. It is also possible for the referee to hand out several warnings if he or she deems the transgression to be mild and of different kinds. For more information on the penalty system, see the full rule set. Equipment. Protection requirements of Swordfish 2014 tournaments. There will be a coordinator on site to check your equipment. If some part of a fighter's equipment is not deemed safe by the coordinator, you will not be permitted to compete. Steel Longsword and Sabre tournaments minimum protection requirements. Fencing mask with protection for the back of the head and neck. Throat protection. Fencing jacket or gambeson that covers the full arm. Hard elbow and knee protection that also protects the side of the joint. Good, thick fencing gloves with no or limited gaps at the fingers. Metal gauntlets are not allowed. Cup for men and breast protection for women. Hard protection for shins. Padding for hip bone is recommended. Please keep in mind, a still tournament is a full contact fight with a high risk for injury if the fighters are not properly protected. Every fighter is responsible for his or her own safety. And you should make sure that you not only meet these requirements, but also that your gear will last the entire tournament. There will be a coordinator on site to check your equipment. You will not be permitted to compete if you fail the equipment check. You are allowed more protective equipment as long as they follow our rules.